And we welcome you back to the National Training Center here in Clermont, Florida. The 2012 FHSAA softball finals continue on day 2, and a special breakfast with softball this morning. A 10 a.m. start due to what was almost a 3.5-hour rain delay last night. We did not complete the 7 o'clock game last night. I came back and finished the 5 o'clock game yesterday. We'll get to that in a minute, but right now it's our second 5A semifinal of the day. It was supposed to be for yesterday, our second 5A semifinal between the American Heritage Patriots out of Plantation with a record of 25-5 and the Auburndale Bloodhounds with a record of 21-8. Along with Corey Davis, I'm Marty Paulman welcoming you back to Clearmont. The winner of this game will turn around and play tonight again at 7:05 against the Bellevue Rattlers, who won yesterday afternoon. And here's the lineup for the visiting American Heritage Patriots. Lead off playing second base is number 6, Dakota Villela. Hitting second in right field, number 8, Chrissy Horton. Batting third to left fielder is number 99, Shea Melton. Hitting fourth is Brittany Propri. We'll go through the lineup in a minute as Dakota Villela will lead off. And the first pitch is a ball, 1-0. Brittany Propri will bat fourth and play first base. Batting fifth is the shortstop, Ashley Bellens. Hitting sixth and catching number 18, Sarah Angulo. Batting seventh in center field, number 36, Amanda Penton. Hitting eighth and third baseman is number 21, Yana Arizureta. And hitting ninth and pitching, number 7, Amy Chapdelaine. 2-0 the count to Dakota Villela. And that pitch high and outside. It's 3-0. In the circle for Auburndale is, oops. Hold on a minute. The flex, and hard to see that, but there's ball 4. Brooke Hutto is on the mound today, and she throws ball 4 quickly to Villela. And American Heritage has an opening base runner here in the bottom of the first. Bellevue won yesterday afternoon against Ponte Vedra 6-4, scoring 2 in the top of the 7th. They will wait the winner of this game tonight at 7:05 in the 5A championship game. And the 1A final coming up today at 4:05 will be between Jay and Lafayette. Mayo Lafayette returned last night. They led 5-4 over Union County going to the bottom of the 5th. And at 6:10 p.m., the bottom dropped out. We had lightning. We had about an inch and a half of rain. 3-hour, 20-minute rain delay. They came back at 9:30, finished the game on field 3 across from us. And Lafayette came right out, scored 8 runs in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and ended up winning at 15-4. As it's chopped to third, throw will be over in time as Chrissy Horton, the right fielder, grounds out to the third baseman. And that is Destiny Glover, who makes the throw in time. 1 out, the runner moves to second base. So our 1A final is set later today at 4:05 between Jay and Lafayette. And now we are trying to decide who will play Bellevue tonight at 7:05 in the 5A championship game. Here's Shea Melton, the left fielder for American Heritage. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Brooke Hutto, 14-2. This is her 17th game of the year. 91 2/3 innings pitch allowed, 99 hits, 29 earned runs, 17 walks, and 52 strikeouts, a 2.21 ERA. Shea Melton, 531 with 23 RBIs. It's 2-0 now as the runner is at second base with 1 out. American Heritage advanced here with wins over Jensen Beach 8-1, Suncoast 7-2, and then Lemon Bay, as that is in for a strike, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 on the way. And hit up the middle into center field for a hit. Rounding third is Villela. The throw will not be in time, and American Heritage takes a 1-0 lead. RBI single for Shea Melton. She gets another RBI, and the Patriots already on top, 1-0. Auburndale advanced here by beating Merritt Island 6-0, Titusville 10-4, and then Dunedin 12-2 in the regional final. And American Heritage knocked off Jensen Beach 8-1, Suncoast 7-2, and then Lemon Bay 7-0 in the region final. The game was delayed a few days by rain. So 1-0, an early lead for the Patriots. Well, after all the rain last night, the field looks like it's in pretty good shape, really.
Yeah,
Trained off overnight. The infield looking good as the first pitch to Brittany Propri is a ball 1-0.
After all that rain and all the lightning, I would say definitely the field crew was probably been up all morning and all night trying to get all these fields in good shape.
Yeah, they moved it over last night to field 3, which had a little less water on it. Field 1, our main field, was definitely underwater, and the problem is we do expect more thunderstorms this afternoon and more heavy rain in this area, so we'll see what happens as we have 2 championship games today. Only 3 games scheduled. So we're 1 game behind after yesterday. Here's the 2-1 hit foul, 2-0 hit foul to play down the right side, and it's 2-1. American Heritage, state champs in 2008, 2009, and also 2004 and 2005. Winning in 3A in all 4 of those years under Marty Cooper. And Auburndale back here this year as well.
Don't take my trivia question there.
Not yet, not yet.
Don't steal it yet.
Marty Cooper, the head coach of the Patriots, graduate of St. Thomas University in Miami, and South Broward High School in Hollywood, Florida. And there it is. Now 3-2, a full count. 20 years as a head coach, 9 years in American Heritage. Before that was at South Plantation, a university school in Davie. And we mentioned the 4 state champions as well, as they've dominated Class 3A. That ball hit foul off the backstop, and it remains full 3-2 to Brittany Propri. Propri at .485 leads this team with 5 home runs, 30 RBIs. American Heritage hits .445 as a team. 191 runs, 187 RBIs, and they've hit 10 home runs this season. .445 is an excellent, excellent team batting average. Definitely indeed.
Definitely indeed.
3-2 the count. 1 out with a runner at first, already a run in for American Heritage. The pitch from Hutto, and it's fouled back again. It remains full 3-2. Well, the Love Bugs are back. One thing that the wind and cloudy and rain did, clouds and rain yesterday, was run off the Love Bugs. They are back right now, as that is inside for ball 4.
Marty, according to the state record books, American Heritage is tied for 4th all time with state championships with 4, along with Naples, Berrien Collar, Miami Gulliver Prep, and Palm Beach Gardens. Just ahead of them is Hollywood Christian with 5. Bartow with 7, and Naples with 10.
Naples, and we knew Naples as we already have a meeting in the circle for the Auburndale team. The first and second went out a run in for American Heritage, leading at 1-0. Naples, though, surprisingly hasn't won a title now since 2008. It's been a while for them.
Well, but they were here.
They were here in 2010 and lost to Denellen. No, they did not make it last year.
2 years ago, they played in the state championship game and then lost them.
In a 9-inning game, 3-2. And Denellen won a national title with that, winning that game as well. Naples was 1, Denellen was 2 coming in. But Naples has won the most with 10. But American Heritage with 4 since 2004. Here's Ashley Bellins, the shortstop. And that is on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. And Naples holds the record for most consecutive tournament appearances as well with 23. From 1989, that's in the state tournament, not in the Final Four. 1989 to 2011, Naples holds most of the records. American Heritage all time, 32-8 in the state tournament in softball. 1-1 the count to Bellins, who hits it just foul off the first base side and out of play. Bellins at .457, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs. Defensively for the Auburndale Bloodhounds, 21-8 is their record, coached by Mike Littles. At first base, Jessica Huggins. The second baseman, Deanna Littles. Destiny Glover's at third. The shortstop, Chandler Middlebrooks. In the outfield is Kelsey Cullup in center. Allie Bart in left. The right fielder is Kayla Grinslade, and Megan Lindell behind the plate. Brooke Hutto is in the circle. Chop to third. Glover going to try to get to third, but not in time. She couldn't get there. Everybody's safe. The bases are loaded as Shea Melton beat the slow roller to third, and now the Patriots with a real chance early on to open up this 5A state semifinal with the bases loaded and 1 out.
Tough there. That was a very tough play there for Casey there. She really had no play, I mean, at first base or second base, so she had to make the play at third, and the runner just beat her to third base.
So the bases loaded as Glover unable to come up with it. Or unable to get the out at third.
Batting 6, the catcher, number 18, Sarah Angulo.
Here's Sarah Angulo. That'll be an infield hit for Ashley Bellins. 6th hitter of the inning is Angulo. And she chops this one. That's a tough play for Hutto. She's going to come home, and the throw's too high. Here comes another run to the plate, and they're not going to get her either, as Propri will score. And all of a sudden, it's 3-0 American Heritage. And runners still at second and third, only 1 out. So another high chopper. This time it was the shortstop Middlebrooks who made the play, but actually it was the pitcher. Hutto took it away, but Hutto's throw was too high.
Great start for the Patriots so far. I mean, definitely, establishing that early lead.
See, that will be an error charged to the pitcher. So Angulo goes to third, Bellins to second, Melton and Propri score. Only 1 out and already 3 in for American Heritage. So a good start for the Patriots. Probably considered the favorite in 5A, you would think. The Bellevue Rattlers await the winner of this game. Bellevue defeating Ponte Vedra 6-4 yesterday. We had some good games early in the day. Jay beating Port St. Joe in 1A 7-5. Both games decided in the last 2 innings. And then we had a 5-4 game in between Lafayette and Union County last night until the 5th inning. That gets away, but not far enough. Well, now the runner will try to go back to second. As that is a courtesy runner for Angulo.
Running at second base.
That's Tandra Henry.
Number 15, Tandra.
And she was all the way to third. Meanwhile, Bellins was back at third, so she had to hurry up back to second, but no one was covering for Auburndale. That one chopped just foul as Glover makes the play. Barely got down the third baseline. So 3 runs are in on 2 hits. We've had 2 walks and an error here in the top of the first, still only 1 out.
Yeah, they've done all this damage with only 1 ball really out of the infield. That was the base hit up the middle.
Bunted, and Hutto looks to first, and the runners hold. She'll make the throw on to first in time as covering was Huggins. Actually, the second baseman came over. That was Deanna Littles. And a good job there on Amanda Penton's ball to throw her out at first, 1-4. So 2 outs, the runners stay put, and now Yana Irezarita, the third baseman, will hit. 425 for her with a home run, 25 RBIs. First pitch low, 1-0. So now 2 outs. A chance for Hutto to get out of this inning. And that is on the outside corner, called the ball 2-0. That's in for a strike, 2-1. Auburndale, coached, as we said, by Mike Littles. Here's the 2-1. And that is low and inside, 3-1. Mike Littles, a graduate of Auburndale High School, 44 years old in his 4th year, 77-29 at Auburndale. That is in for a strike from Hutto, full count, 3-2. Regional State Final Four in 2009, their last appearance in the State Final Four. Regional quarterfinals in 10, didn't make out of the districts last year, and then this year back to the state semis. Line drive, going to make it into right field for a hit. That's going to score 2 more runs, as both Bellins and Henry will score. It's a 2-run single for Resurretta, and it's 5-0 here in the first.
And now the runner was caught Auburndale's sleeping and gets to second base there on the non-throw.
So another runner to second. Now with 2 outs, the 9th batter in the inning as American Heritage has batted around now. It's the pitcher, Amy Chapdelaine, who is the recipient of all this offense. And now another meeting in the circle for Auburndale. It needs to find something here as they're already down 5-0.
I think some of this is probably nerves, and some of this is probably the experience of American Heritage, having been here most recently, more times.
One of the top teams in the country this year, American Heritage.
The pitcher, number 7, Chapdelaine.
So Chapdelaine will hit. She's hitting .318 with a home run, 8 RBIs. First pitch is inside, 1-0. So 5 runs in the inning on 3 hits. In fact, that was that the first ball hit out of the infield this inning? Second ball, yeah.
Remember, they had the one up the middle.
Yeah, that's right up the middle scored. So 3 hits in the inning, but 5 runs for the Patriots. Here's the 1-0. And that's in for a strike, 1-1. So we will take a break after this game until about 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll come back for the 1A state championship game between Lafayette and Jay. Pitch misses low, 2-1. Tomorrow, the 2A and 6A semifinals will get going with 2A at noon. There's the 2-1. Hit up the middle into center field, another hit. Here comes Arezareta. She'll score. It's an RBI for the pitcher, Chapdelaine, and it's 6-0.
Wow.
And they batted around. 9 have come to the plate for the Patriots, and boy, they are putting this game on ice very early against Auburndale.
Once that train just keeps rolling along, it's hard to stop that, and they just continue to hit the ball, and they continue to play small ball and to get runners on base. They're taking advantages of all the walks.
That was
the
a
wild
well-hit ball right up the middle that time.
And now, because they've scored 6 runs in the first inning, now you guys start thinking of maybe of a possible run rule game after only 3 or 4 innings.
Well, you have to get to 15 for that. A ways to go.
Well, they're almost halfway there, though.
Dakota Valella back to the plate. She led off with a walk and scored in this inning. We have a runner at first. And the runner is going. The throw is not in time. Another stolen base. That is that's Ashley Lonergan running for the pitcher. And she gets a stolen base. So she's into second with 2 outs. Count 0-1 to Valella. And that pitch misses for a ball, 1-1. The 1-1. And it misses outside, now 2-1.
Marty, I just realized this, but the starting pitcher for Auburndale is only a freshman. You have to wonder. That's a lot of nerves for a freshman pitcher to
She's
start.
their top pitcher, though.
Yeah, start a Final Four game.
That is in for a strike, 2-2. Our home plate umpire today, Saul Spates, out of the Gainesville, North Central Florida area. Auburndale getting through Region 3, American Heritage Region 4. Well, at Bellevue, though, they have knocked off quite a bit of teams. Creekside, North Marion, Tavares, and then yesterday Ponte Vedra to advance to the championship game for the first time. It's full out 3-2. Bellevue in their first state semifinals, winning yesterday over another team that's making their first appearance, Ponte Vedra. 3-2, hit just foul over by the third base dugout. So obviously the winner of this game, if have a little bit of an experience edge, especially if it's American Heritage over Bellevue tonight. But they also have to turn around and play twice on one day, even though they will have probably about 6-7 hours before the 7:05 first pitch. Line foul again off to the left, and it remains full 3-2. I think.
But it was heavily discussed though last night during the rain delay about what to do with last night's games and possibly move both games to this morning. Most of these girls play travel ball, so they're used to playing 3 and 4 games every day.
And that's true. That was discussed as well as this hit foul again off to the third base side. And softball, they can really play as many games they want to. It doesn't seem to bother the players. And that is fouled off again. It remains full 3-2. So 6 runs in the inning for American Heritage.
What's the earliest a game can end? Is it 3 innings now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 3 innings. It's 15 after 3 and 10 after 5. Full count pitch for the runner at second is strike 3. Called, so that gets Hutto out of the inning. But 10 batters come to the plate for American Heritage. 6 runs score on 4 hits. There was an error as well. And 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. American Heritage 6, and Auburndale is coming to bat in this Class 5A softball semifinal. You're watching it here on the FHSAA network this morning from the National Training Center in Clermont. Artie Paulman here along with Corey Davis. Our first of 3 games today. We'll bring you the 1A championship at 4 o'clock. And tonight, Kelly Neff will be in for the 7:05 game in Class 5A. Here's the lineup for the Auburndale Bloodhounds. Leading off and playing center field, number 1, Kelsey Cullip. And hitting second is the left fielder, Allie Bart. Batting third at second base is Deanna Littles. Hitting fourth, the shortstop, Chandler Middlebrook. In the 5th spot, the designated player is Casey Grove. Hitting 6th and catching is number 19, Megan Lindell. Batting 7th and playing first base, Jessica Huggins. Hitting 8th and third base today number 5, Destiny Glover. And batting 9th in right field, number 15, Kayla Grinslade. And you see Brooke Hutto, the flex, not in the lineup. She is in the circle today for the Auburndale Bloodhounds.
Marty, we talked about state championships won by American Heritage. Here's a little trivia question for you. Who won the very first ever state championship under fast pitch softball?
Well, since they've won so many of them, I'm going to guess Naples.
You would normally think that, but the correct answer is actually Auburndale.
Ding, 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 Auburndale.
Auburndale won the very first state championship in 1988. They defeated host Sarasota 2-0 in the very first state championship game in 1988. Naples won 89 and 90 and 91 and 93 and 94 and 95
and then the
96.
Yeah.
So, hard to believe they have not won a state championship since. Almost 24 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. I was looking it up as Kelsey Cullip leads off. In the circle today for American Heritage, Amy Chapdelaine. She's 19 and 4. Her 25th appearance, 23rd start, 131 innings pitched, has allowed 41 hits and 7 earned runs, 29 walks, 181 strikeouts, and a .37 ERA. But she walks Kelsey Cullip on 4 pitches to start the game. So that's a good start for Auburndale. And here comes Allie Barrett, the left fielder. Allie Barrett at .393 with 26 RBIs. Hard to believe Auburndale has not won since.
And the interesting about then, that was only a single class. The first 3 years, they only had 1 class for softball because the rest of the state was playing slow pitch.
As the first pitch is strike to Allie Barrett, 0-1. In fact, I don't know if Auburndale's been back to the championship game since then.
I don't think
look
so
like
either.
it. They've been to the semifinals. No, they have not. And that pitch gets away all the way to the backstop. Heading down to third is Cullip. She will get there. That's going to be a wild pitch for Chapdelaine. And now the count 1-1 to Barrett. As Auburndale gets a run to third with nobody out. Quickly, American Heritage will talk it over. Welcome to Breakfast with Softball. Here from Clearmont. And love bugs.
And lunch and dinner.
Yeah, true. Well, we were outside here last night when it started to rain, and it rained pretty steadily during the Lafayette Union County game.
And Marty, we actually got texts throughout while we were watching the conclusion of the last 2 innings of that game. We actually got texts and Facebook updates. People wondering, well, why aren't you guys on the air? Well, unfortunately, due to the weather, we weren't able to be on the air last night.
Yeah, and that is true. They moved the game to another field, and technically we weren't able to do that as well, to bring the final 2 innings of that game. As the pitch misses low to Baird, it's 2-1. And we are set up for this main field, so not able to bring you the last 2 innings last night, but Lafayette really pulled away after we went off the air. 10 runs in 2 innings to win it by 11 in 6 innings as the pitch in for a strike, now 2-2. But the rain wreaking havoc with the schedule yesterday. The 2-2 on the way from Chapdelaine is outside for ball 3, and it's full 3-2. But yesterday we were out here in the rain. It rained steadily during that game, and then the umbrella that we have, it leaks. So we were getting pretty wet here, but could have been worse. Full count pitch is hit to first, and they're going to say, yep, out. As Brittany Propri makes the tag on Baird. 1 out, and the runner Cullip will have to stay at first. Defensively for American Heritage, that is Brittany Propri at first base. At second, it's Dakota Valella, the shortstop Ashley Bellens. The third baseman is Gianna Arezareta in the outfield. The left fielder, Shea Melton, Chrissy Horton in right. The center fielder is Amanda Penton. And behind the plate is Sarah Angulo. In for a strike, 0-1 now to Deanna Littles, the second baseman. She's hitting .354 with 20 RBIs. Pitch in for a strike now, and it's quickly 0-2. And the 0-2 on the way from Chapdelaine is a little bit outside, now 1-2. So Auburndale won the first state softball title, and right, 1988, and that was in Sarasota. Chopped to short, so we'll get the run home as the throw actually pulls off Propri. The throw over there by Bellens, the shortstop, may not have been in time anyway, as Littles was on the move. We'll see if they call that a hit. Looks like it will be an error on the shortstop. The run scores to make it 6-1. So Auburndale gets on the board. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the first.
The shortstop, number 8, Chandler Middlebrooks.
So here's Chandler Middlebrooks. First pitch misses, 1-0. So Auburndale gets a run back, and they've yet to have a hit. A walk, a wild pitch moves a runner to third, and then an error. Charge to the shortstop. That misses, 2-0. Auburndale wearing the blue uniforms, the white stripes, the gold letters and numerals. 2-0 is in for a strike, 2-1.
That's also a great mascot for
Bloodhounds.
Bloodhounds, yeah. Kind of like the sand crabs.
2-1 is a swing and a miss by Middlebrooks, 2-2. Sand crabs, Seabreeze High School, Daytona Beach.
Or the hobo.
Who's that?
Laura Hill.
2-2, swing and a miss by Middlebrooks for strike 3, and Chapdelaine gets her first strikeout. Now 2 outs in the bottom of the first. I'm sorry?
Laurel Hill Hobos.
It's not in Florida.
Yeah, it is.
Laurel Hill.
It's in the West Panhandle.
Oh, that's why. I don't know where that is.
They're a 1A school out there.
Laurel Hill. Okay.
Laurel. Yeah,
that's what I said, Laurel Hill. 2 outs. Here's Casey Grove, the designated player. They'll make the throw to first. They got her.
Nice play there.
Littles was too far off the bag, and a good throw down by the catcher as Angulo made a strike to first. Propri puts the tag on Littles, and she is out 2-3 to end the bottom of the first. Auburndale does pick up a run. No hits, 1 error, nobody left on base. And we will go to the second inning. American Heritage 6 and Auburndale 1 in this 5A state softball semifinal here on the FHSAA network. So 6 in the first for American Heritage. They sent 10 batters to the plate. Auburndale gets a run in the bottom of the first without a hit. Laurel Hill. I still don't know where that is. I think you made that up almost.
No, it's one of them schools that's out there by Jay and
They're the hobos.
and Graceville and Cottondale. It's a little small town out there in the
Griffins.
Panhandle.
I like the Sickles Griffins. That's another one.
Yeah,
Except spelled Gryphons.
right.
So American Heritage so far is in control of this one through 1 inning. Long way to go in this 5A semifinal. And we will see if Auburndale can get the Patriots out this inning.
I was looking at Auburndale's schedule, and they played Bartow twice, and they actually split.
But we'll see Bartow coming up the 7A semifinals later in the week.
They beat Bartow in the second game 12-4, lost the first game 9-4. So they've got, a couple of games on here. West Nassau, they also lost 10-5. West Nassau advanced to the second round of the state playoffs.
Actually, regional final. They lost to Florida High as the first pitch to Chrissy Horton is fouled off. Horton behind 0-1.
Lakewood Ranch, aren't they also in the Final Four?
Yes.
They lost to them 5-2 in the third game of the season.
Oh, and 1 the count. Chrissy Horton grounded out to third her first at bat, bunts it foul over the third base side, and it's now 0-2. Lakewood Ranch. They'll be playing tomorrow in the 6A semifinals as they take on Pembroke Pines Charter.
Yep, tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Yep.
2A is the semifinal we'll start with tomorrow as the pitch misses for a ball 1-2. Nobody on, nobody out. We just started the top of the second. American Heritage leading at 6-1. Here's Chrissy Horton taking that pitch for a strike 3. So Hutto gets her first strikeout, second strikeout actually. She now has 2 in a row. And that's one out here in the top of the second as she gets the leadoff hitter Horton. So that'll bring up Shea Melton. Melton singled in a run, scored in the first. Giving her another RBI as the first pitch misses for a ball 1-0. Melton now with 24 RBIs, hitting .535 on the season. 1-0. This is outside 2-0. On the way from Hutto is on the inside corner for a strike 2-1. It's funny how when the left-handed hitter is in the box, it seems like they pull away from that pitch. It's usually called a strike.
Yeah, I mean, that ball nearly hit her.
But that's what they usually call a strike. See, that looks inside, but no, see, 2-2. Strike zone is hard to see even on the monitor here. 1 out, nobody on. The 2-2 on the way is outside. Nope.
Wow.
Called strike 3. That shows you what I know. 3 Ks in a row now for Brooke Hutto, and that's quickly 2 outs in the top of the second. She's now set down 3 in a row. So here's Brittany Propri. Walked, scored in the first. There's a drive hit down the into right field, actually, and it'll be an easy play out there for Kayla Grenslade, and American Heritage goes 1-2-3 in the top of the second. Much better inning for Brooke Hutto. So nothing across. We go to the bottom of the second. American Heritage 6 and Auburndale 1 in our 5A softball semifinal here from the National Training Center in Clermont on the FHSAA network. Marty Paulman here along with Corey Davis. Looking at American Heritage season, they come in 25-5. Lost to Westminster Christian. They're usually a power. Also Palm Beach Gardens, who was defending 6A state champs. We're up to 8A, lost in the regional semis.
They also beat Delray American Heritage 4-3. Timber
Twice,
Creek,
actually, 2-1 and 4-3.
Timber Creek, which is a decent 8A program, they beat them 9-0.
Grandview Prep, who will be playing in the 2A semis, and beat them 3-0.
How about the last game of the year? They played a team from Ohio and won. Sorry, lost 2-1. I remember that game because the team from Ohio
Poland Seminary
was nationally ranked also, and they came down there just to play them.
Oh, wow.
But I think they played someone else to make it a 2-games weekend or whatever.
So American Heritage making another appearance here, and we mentioned Auburndale's schedule.
They also beat Oakleaf. Beat Oakleaf 3-0 earlier there.
Oakleaf, a
Oakleaf out of
second-year school
Jacksonville,
out of Orange
yeah.
Park, and they were a regional semifinalist this year in softball for the first time. First pitch to Casey Groves, in for a strike, 0-1. And for Casey Groves, she comes in at .393 with 17 RBIs. 0-1, it's hit into right field. That's a base hit. They'll have a play at first, though, but not in time. It was a good play out there.
Almost had an Andre
by
Dawson
Horton.
moment there.
You see that a lot in softball, though.
Yeah.
First hit of the game for Auburndale was Chrissy Horton. Made a good play on it and a good throw, but just missed getting Grove at first. So a single for Casey Grove.
The catcher, number 19, Megan Lindell.
So here is Megan Lindell, the catcher. Runner at first with nobody out here. Bottom of the second inning now is first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Lindell at .330, 6 home runs. Tied for the team lead with Middlebrooks. And 32 RBI, second to Middlebrooks, who has 42.
Marty, I was looking at
2-0 the count, sorry.
Sorry. I was
Pardon me,
looking
it's
at
1-1.
their district tournament record for American Heritage. This is a team that's used to scoring a lot of runs. Against Dillard, they won 15-0 in the semifinals.
2-1 is low. The throw to second is in time. They got her. Grove caught stealing.
And in the finals against Pompano Beach, they won that game 10-0. So they outscored their two teams in the district tournament 25-0.
Good throw down by the catcher, Angulo, and out is Grove, and there's 2 outs. Or 1 out, pardon me. Lindell, the count is 2-2. And hit foul off to the right. Out of play, it remains 2-2. Say that again. Right.
In the district tournament,
Yeah.
they outscored they had 2 games. They outscored their opponents 25-0.
Yeah, Dillard and Pompano Beach.
And in 4 playoff games, counting the district tournament, they've only given up 3 runs.
That pitch misses, so it's full 3-2. So after getting that leadoff runner on, Auburndale has the runner caught stealing, so 1 out. Nobody on. The full count pitch is chopped foul, and it will remain full 3-2. Auburndale had a little bit tougher run, beating Tinnerock and Lake Wales by a combined 16-8, but then they easily defeated Merritt Island, Titusville, and Dunedin in the regionals. 3-2 hit to third, and low throw. Good scoop over there by Propri on the throw by Resurreta, and that is the second out of the inning. Lindell grounds out to third. So I bring up Jessica Huggins, the Auburndale first baseman.
Jessica Huggins.
They beat another one of my favorite names at American Heritage in the regional final, the Manta Rays of Lemon Bay. That name, too, for some reason. Swing and a miss by Huggins. Actually, the Devil Rays, but yeah, the Manta Rays.
Is that like a half-bred manatee and ray, I guess?
Huh?
Is that like
Huggins behind 0-2. 349 for Huggins with 21 RBIs. I don't think so.
Cross-pollinated, or whatever I'm trying to say, I guess.
I don't think so. I think it's another kind of ray.
Oh.
Brian, our cameraman's having trouble with the love bugs, too, I see. 0-2 is low. I know. Karate chop them.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here. 1-2 the count. They're hanging right over our area here on the balcony, right in the field below. They're just hanging around. You know, you can't.
I thought he was trying to dance, actually. I kept seeing his arms move around.
1-2 is foul. Remains 1-2 to Huggins. Dance, I don't think so. More karate. There. You know, the thing about those is you can't. Spray doesn't kill them. You can't spray them. Can't do anything to them. The 1-2 up high. It's 2-2. It's one of those things that I'm not proud to be associated with the University of Florida about. The fact that they invented the love bug.
It happened.
It was to kill mosquitoes. 2-2. It foul. And it remains even 2-2. To kill mosquitoes, but
they're harmless though.
they're harmless but just annoying.
Yeah.
And they don't kill mosquitoes either. Mosquitoes are worse than they ever in Florida. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. And the pitch is hit on the infield, popped up to second base. And the play is made there by Villela, and that will end the bottom of the second for the Bloodhounds. So they get a leadoff single, but the runner is thrown out trying to steal second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the third. American Heritage 6, Auburndale 1. This is the Class of 5A semifinals here on the FHSAA network. We are live at the National Training Center in Clermont. The third year the state softball finals have been held here in Lake County. And our 5A semifinal, our first of 3 games today. As we mentioned, the 1A championship game at 4 o'clock today between Jay and Mayo Lafayette. We'll have that game here. And then tonight at 7:05, 5A between Bellevue and the winner of this game between American Heritage and Auburndale. Tomorrow we move over to Class 2A, where we will get started around noontime tomorrow. Sheridan Hills Christian will take on, out of Hollywood, will take on Grandview Prep from Boca Raton. And we'll move to 6A at 2 o'clock. Lakewood Ranch and Pembroke Pines Charter. Back to 2A at 5 between Quincy Monroe and Pinecastle Christian. And then tomorrow night at 7, Niceville and O'Galley in Class 6A.
And
right. Sorry.
And that Niceville O'Galley matchup actually will deny one of those teams from being defending state champions, because Niceville won the 5A state championship. O'Galley won the 4A state championship last year.
They both moved up to 6A.
In fact, because of that, only 3 teams from state championships last year can repeat as state champions. Also, Delray Beach American Heritage and Miami Gulliver Prep.
2-1 the count to Ashley Bellin. Singled and scored in that 6-run first for the Patriots. 2-1 on the way. That misses outside, and it's now 3-1 from Brooke Hutto. Gulliver Prep. What was the other one you said? Oh, ball
American
4.
Heritage also.
American Heritage, Delray. Yeah. There's ball 4 to Bellins, so she walks, reaches for the second time, lead off the top of the third. And that'll bring up Sarah Angulo. Reached on an error, scored in the first inning. And Angulo tries to bunt and fouls it off. It's 0-1. And now we'll have a timeout called by Coach Marty Cooper. What do you expect to see today as we move over to the 1A final between Jay and Lafayette?
Experience prevails, and the team that has never been here before, probably will make some key mistakes, and Lafayette should take advantage of it and win their first ever state championship in softball.
Well, Jay committed, I think, 3 errors yesterday. Still got the win against Fort St. Joe. So tonight, Bellevue, despite 4 errors yesterday, beat Ponte Vedra. That ball is dropped, and speaking of errors, dropped at first base on the bunt by Angulo. Over to third goes Bellins. That is going to be an error as the ball dropped over there by Jessica Huggins.
This is the 4th game we've seen over the last 2 days, and
Actually,
we've seen a lot of errors.
That was the second baseman over there. It was Littles who dropped it.
Lots of errors over these first 4 games. Just routine plays.
I think definitely the nerves as Auburndale commits their second error. So first and third, nobody out. Amanda Penton, the center fielder, who bunted back to the circle last time out. Infield in again as American Heritage tries to add that 6-1 lead in the pitch.
She stole second.
And down to second without a throw. And once again, that is Henry running for the catcher Angulo, who's reached twice on errors now in the game. 1-0 the count now to Amanda Penton, the left-handed hitter. And that is outside now 2-0. (6-1) the score. 6 runs in the first for American Heritage. Auburndale got their run in the first as well. Hit to second softly. Littles will have only a play to first. The run will score as Penton gets an RBI with a ground out. Scoring is Bellens, and it's 7-1. Henry moves to third with 1 out. So American Heritage adds to that lead with another run here in the top of the third. So that'll bring up Gianna Arazaretta. Having a hard time with that one. Singled in 2 in the first, scored a run, and hits one into right field for a base hit. They'll try to play it first.
Oh.
It won't be in time. It was close.
Nearly got him at first, yeah.
But another RBI for Arazaretta. She has 3 now. And now down to second as Auburndale got a little sloppy. I thought they had called timeout.
Well, the pitcher was on the mound, but there was no one at second base, and the shortstop had to run over there real quick, and they tried to make a play, and the runner was able to beat the shortstop to second base.
So Henry scores to make it 8-1. Down to second goes Arazaretta. Arazaretta, she's there with 1 out. And now the number 9 hitter, Amy Chapdelaine. She singled in a run in the first, the pitcher for American Heritage. And for a strike, 0-1. So Arazaretta with 2 hits, 3 RBIs today. And the number 8 spot.
Huge for the Patriots to score a couple runs in this inning to extend their lead after giving up a run in the previous inning, or the 2 previous innings.
Pitch fouled off. It's 0-2 to Chapdelaine. Top of the order again is on deck Dakota Villela, who will have her 3rd at bat as many innings, barring a double play here. And a swing and a miss by Chapdelaine. She fouled it off, actually, and she's behind 0-2. So, again, Chapdelaine in the circle. The runs only help her. She helped herself back in the first with that RBI single. Chapdelaine is a senior. 5, 6 seniors on this Heritage team.
Camera guy.
Brian's down there. He's waving off the
keep
love
on
bugs. Here's strike
swarming.
3. I know you have to. It's called strike 3. 4th strikeout for Hutto. Chapdelaine strikes out looking. 2 outs now in the top of the third, and then at the top of the order, Villela, who's walked, scored a run, and struck out. She's 0-1. The runner's still at second now with 2 outs. You kind of have to keep up with the love bugs, otherwise they will swarm you. Man, speaking of which, first pitch is the ball, 1-0. Maybe Florida. Let's say, what is the sign as it's hit up the middle? I'll talk about it later. A nice backhand by Littles. Throws on the first in time to get Villela. Good play by Deanna Littles up the middle. And that ends the top of the third for American Heritage, who picks up 2 more runs on 1 hit. 1 more error in the inning and 1 runner left on base. We now go to the bottom of the third in this 5A semifinal. American Heritage 8, Auburndale 1, which you're watching here on the FHSAA Network live from the National Training Center in Clermont. Marty Paulman along with Corey Davis.
Marty, one of the things that I heard during the pregame was one of the assistant coaches for American Heritage has apparently come back after going to college and is now coaching back at her alma mater.
You heard that?
Yeah, Tiffany DeFelice, yeah.
Played softball for the Florida Gators, that's right. She's
led
back
them
at
to a
American
couple
Heritage.
World Series appearances.
Played as a catcher, yeah, as assistant coach for Marty Cooper at American Heritage. She played high school there. Heard that name in the pregame and was interested to hear that as we move on to the bottom of the third inning. Nice little berm behind the dugout there. Surprised more people don't sit up there, but it's pretty warm this time of year. And there's John dealing with the love bugs. Down the right field line. He's got to deal with that as well. They got him behind home plate. Brian's dealing with him. Keith and Mitch in the truck don't have to deal with him, I guess. They're safe. They are safe in the truck. Got some little AC maybe going in there. As we 10 a.m. start today. Not bad right now, but it's
not too hot
as the afternoon wears on. It'll probably be warm by 4 o'clock as we start the bottom of the third. With Destiny Glover, the third baseman, takes the first pitch for a ball 1-0. Glover at .373, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. Pitches inside for a ball, and it's 2-0 as Chapdelaine in the circle with an 8-1 lead. .20 is chopped to short. It's bobbled, but a good throw across as Ashley Bellens makes a bullet throw to first in time to get Glover 1 out in the bottom of the third. You mentioned the freshmen on this Auburndale team. Looking at their starting lineup, looks like they have 4 freshmen in that lineup. Definitely a younger team.
Yeah, I didn't see many seniors on that team.
Littles and Grinslade are the only seniors I see in the starting lineup. As this is Kayla Grinslade, the right fielder. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, 2 seniors on this team from Auburndale.
Grinslade at .360, 10 RBIs, the number 9 hitter for the Bloodhounds. She's one of those seniors. The 0-1, and swing and a miss, quickly 0-2.
While the Patriots have 6 seniors on their roster.
They seem to reload. We'll see the other American Heritage, too, coming up. Delray Boca, American Heritage. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So that was a easy strikeout.
Well, you and I talked about this.
That's the second of the game.
Yesterday during the games, the Patriots sports program is one of them programs that has a lot of success on several sports. Their soccer team is always known for going to the Final Four, and I think came back this year too.
Which is the ball to Kelsey Cullup, the center fielder, who walked, scored the only run of the game for Auburndale in the first, and that will even it up 1-1. Also, basketball pretty good there at Plantation. Hit foul off to the right. Left side, pardon me. It's 1-2. Football is the other American Heritage. Delray is more known for that.
They're the ones that beat Madison in the state championship game this year.
They've won the last 2.
Yeah.
That would be class.
No, I'm sorry. No, they were runners-up 2 years ago.
Sorry, yeah, to
Trenton Christian beat them
last year. Jacksonville last year.
But they've been in the championship game 3 consecutive years.
Greg Bryant is their big-time running back, committed to Oklahoma. Hit down the left field side. Nice running catch over there. As Shea Melton makes the play, and Auburndale goes quickly 1-2-3. Here in the third, we go to the fourth in this 5A semifinal. American Heritage 8, Auburndale 1. 8 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error for the Patriots so far. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 errors for the Auburndale Bloodhounds. American Heritage scored 6 in the first, 2 in the third. Auburndale got their only run in the bottom of the first.
If they scored 2 runs in this inning and 2 runs in the next inning, this game's over with, possibly.
You want to get out of here, don't you? No,
I'm
Auburndale.
just saying, I mean, it's a 7-run game in the top of the fourth. I mean, you have to start thinking about that.
That is the new rule this year. They started as 15 runs after 3 innings. And I guess that applied a lot to Lafayette. They were a team that won a lot of games like that this year. But it is a 10-run rule after 5.
Well, and what we saw last night, I mean, was sort of expected because of the Union County never been there before, and Lafayette had been there before, like 3 of the last 4 years. But I mean, it was a 1-run game, and then all of a sudden...
Are they really playing Kung Fu Fighting right now?
Yes, they are. 3 hours later, after the lightning delay...
I know they're not anymore.
Lafayette puts together like 10 hits, doubles and singles and walks, and the game just got totally out of hand. And next thing you know, we had a walk-off 2-run home run to end the game as Lafayette won the game 15-4.
Yeah, they scored 8 in the 5th and then 2 in the 6th to win that game. Pull away from a 5-4 lead after the 3-hour rain delay to win it 15-4. There's Allie Barrett, the left fielder. Oh, pardon me, this is not Auburndale. This is Chrissy Horton, the right fielder, who is 0 for 2. She's grounded to third and struck out today. One of the few American Heritage players doesn't reach base, trying to bunt, and fouls it off, and the count will be 1-1. Top of the fourth, 8-1, American Heritage leading Auburndale.
You know what I'm surprised, Marty, is I don't see Bellevue here at all.
Well, they don't play until 7, so maybe they just thought, well, they may have some coaches here watching. As that's fouled off to the left out of play, and it's
then again, it's kind of hard to tell because Auburndale is blue, so some of these blue shirts and blue hats might be Auburndale people, or it could be Bellevue too.
1-2 the count. And a swing and a miss. Horton strikes out for the second time today, and that's 1 out in the fourth. They'll complete the strikeout with the throw to first base. 5 Ks now for Brooke Hutto. 1 out in the top of the fourth. Shea Melton has singled in a run and scored and struck out. 1 for 2. First pitch on the way is a little bit low, 1-0. Talking about Marty Cooper, the American Heritage coach. As the pitch is a swing and a miss by Melton. And it's 1-1. Currently was at, excuse me, sorry, at South Plantation before, in Plantation, and at University School before that. Some district championships, but really he started winning the state titles when he got over to American Heritage, also in Plantation. How about 5 assistant coaches? Quite a staff for softball, including Tiffany DeFleece, we mentioned.
Well, I mean, certainly, surprising because
2-1 is chopped to second. Littles has it on to first in time, and quickly there are 2 outs in the top of the fourth.
As we said before, I mean, I guess next year will be the 25th year of fast-pitch softball in the state of Florida. But, I mean, really until, like, the 3rd year or the 4th year the state finals existed, it was pretty much a regionally based fast pitch. Fast pitch was pretty much a South Florida sport.
Right? Yeah.
For the first 3 years, so it didn't until 1994. They went to 5 classes. So from '88 to '94, it was half the state was still playing slow pitch. So I mean, it's always been dominated by South Florida teams.
Brittany Propri hits it to second. Littles has it again on to first in time, and 1-2-3. Goes American Heritage in the top of the fourth. They seem to like the odd numbered innings better. 6 in the first, 2 in the third, but nothing in the second or fourth for American Heritage. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 8-1 American Heritage leading Auburndale in this 5A state softball semifinal from the National Training Center in Clearmont here on the FHSAA network. Marty Paulman along with Corey Davis. And we talked a little bit about Jay and Lafayette coming up in 1A this afternoon. You like Lafayette in that one. Jay will be making their first appearance in a state championship game. Lafayette has never won the state title in softball, but they were in the championship 2 years ago in 2A.
I'm going to try to confirm this, but I'm curious if Jay's ever won a state title in any sport at all. So this might be
That's actually
potentially could be the first ever state title appearance for any sport.
Oh, they're playing.
Seth comes out here and does his little karate.
They're playing kung fu fighting because of the karate chopping of the love bug. So
okay.
So. There you go. Seth Polanski, the FHSAA, telling us that. But yeah, the what you were just talking about.
And that's one thing that I love about the new Class 1A is the whole rule league. Is, I mean, you've got some schools that would normally never be here in the Final Four, and I mean, in just about every sport. I mean, you've got Port St. Joe's normally been here before, but Jay has never, to my knowledge, has not been in any Final Four except for girls basketball.
Bottom of the fourth now for Auburndale. Leading off, it'll be Allie Barrett, the left fielder, takes the first pitch for a ball low 1-0. She grounded to first base in the first inning, 0 for 1. And misses low 2-0. American Heritage again got on top with 6 in the first. They've rolling ever since to an 8-1 lead. And that is in for a strike from Chapdelaine, 2-1. Well, you know Jay has never won a softball state title. I'm pretty sure they've never won in football or baseball. They've been in the Final Four in baseball 2 years ago.
Potentially girls basketball they could have. I'll have to check
Ball
on
three,
that.
3-1. Lafayette won the state volleyball title this year in 1A, and that was only the second state title in the history of the school, after which we talked about yesterday, their football title back in the early 80s. Fouled off now, full 3-2 to Baird.
Speaking of state titles, I was just looking this up too. Bellevue.
They've never won in softball either.
Well, if they do win the state championship game tonight, they'll be the first Marion County school to ever have won a state title.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 as Barrett goes down swinging. Third strikeout now for Chapdelaine, 1 out of the 4th. First Marion County team to win in softball.
Yes.
Yeah. Trinity Catholic has never made it in the Final Four.
Yeah, never made it.
Forest.
North Marion or Forest or Vanguard. Although I think Forest has been to the Final Four, but I don't think they never won it.
Here's Deanna Littles, who reached on an error in the first, was caught stealing. 1 out, and we are in the bottom of the 4th at 8-1 lead for American Heritage as the Love Bugs continue to dive bomb our setup here. One and 1 the count, and now it's in for a strike, 1-2. One two on the way is outside now, even at 2-2. This is again Deanna Littles, the Auburndale second baseman. And a little bit outside, full 3-2. On deck, Chandler Middlebrooks. Full count pitch is hit in the air to left field, and now moving back a few steps, making the play out there is Shea Melton for the second out here in the bottom of the 4th. So 2 outs, and now they're really seeing Chapdelaine settle down, and she get up her leadoff single to second, and since she has now retired 7 in a row. Chandler Middlebrooks struck out in the first inning. She bats with 2 out, nobody on.
Marty, isn't Plantation and Delray in the same county? Isn't that?
No. Delray is in Palm Beach County. Plantation's in Broward.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I know this is the 1-0 is low. 1-1. 2-0. I was corrected on this once before. 2-0 the count. That would be pretty confusing if they were in the same county. It's fouled off to the right now, 2-1. It's always like that. You know, we have the American Heritages. The one that really always gets me is the Trinity Christians.
Lake Worth,
Deltona,
Jacksonville,
Lake Worth,
Deltona.
Jacksonville. And, of course, in baseball, we had 2 years ago in Port St. Lucie, the state championship game between Trinity Christian and Trinity Christian, which we knew would come at some point. Deltona versus Lake Worth, won by Deltona. 2-1 is low. Now 3-1 to Middlebrooks. And it's in for a strike now, full 3-2. Tomorrow and Thursday, or Friday, we're supposed to be joined by the head coach of the Winter Springs softball team, Mark Quammen. He fouls it off, remains full 3-2. Winter Springs in the state championship game a year ago, didn't make it back this year. He will be doing a few games for us later in the week, as Mike Rideout will also be here on Friday. And that is called strike 3. So another strikeout for Chapdelaine. She strikes out 2 in the inning, now has 4 in the game, and through 4 innings, our score, American Heritage 8 and Auburndale 1. This is the 5A softball semifinal here on the FHSAA network. Winner of this game will play Bellevue tonight at 7:05 for the 5A state championship. Winter Springs this year lost in the regional semifinals to Lake Howell, who then lost to Childs, and that's in 7A. Childs will play Bartow on Friday, so we'll hear from the coach at Winter Springs later in the week. He'll be joining us for some games here on the FHSAA network. Right now, Marty Palmer along with Corey Davis will be with you for the 1A championship this afternoon. And all this goes until next Monday. It'll wrap up with the 4A and 8A finals next Monday, May 14th. 4 games also on Sunday for the first time.
I'll have to pull this up, but I remember looking at the national rankings recently and seeing Niceville and Childs. They've been nationally ranked all year. In fact, Childs was one of the top-ranked teams in the nation. I'll be surprised if Bartow is not ranked.
Grounded to first. That's an easy play for Jessica Huggins as Ashley Bellins grounds out to first, one out in the 5th.
You also mentioned that American Heritage was also nationally ranked. Probably the marquee matchup in the entire state finals, according to a lot of people, is probably tomorrow night's 6A semifinal game between Ugali and Niceville, which is also a rematch of 2 defending state champions.
Sarah Angulo has reached an error twice, and she now is at the plate. Courtesy runner for her scored 2 runs, which is outside, and it's 1-1. Our crew today, our umpiring crew, we mentioned it's out of the Big 8 Sports Officials Association, Saul Spates, Barry Adams, and Robert Van Slyke.
Where's the Big 8 out of?
Popped up, and nice driving catch on the run in right field. Good play out there by Kayla Grinslade, laying out to make the play, and Angulo flies out to right 2 outs. They are from the Gainesville area, North Central Florida, up in that area. 2 outs, and now Amanda Penton, the center fielder bats. She is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Actually tried to bunt her way on in the first and bunted back to the circle, grounded to second, drove in a run in the 3rd. First pitch for a strike, 0-1. Hutto has kind of settled down as well. She now has retired 7 in a row too, but unfortunately her team down 7 runs here in the top of the 5th. The 0-1. That'll be in for a strike as well, now 0-2.
Well, I mean, excuse me, I mean, I've seen it done before, but it's hard to come from behind down 6 runs in the 1st inning. I mean, it definitely can be done, but this late in the game, you're definitely going to need 2 runs here, 2 runs there for every inning to catch back up.
And that pitch in for a ball, 1-2 now, is called a little bit low. It is tough. Auburndale got the run in the 1st, but has not been able to score since against Chapdelaine as that misses outside, now 2-2.
I remember watching Florida play Alabama a couple years ago in baseball. It was in Gainesville, and Alabama was up 7-0 going into the 9th inning.
Yeah, I'll give you a story about that in a minute.
And Florida came back and won the game.
I actually left that game in the 7th inning because it was terrible. And what do you know? They got 5 or 6 in the 9th to win it. Yep, I remember that. 2-2 is hit down the left field line, just foul and out of play. Nice running try there by Allie Baird in left field, but it's still 2-2. Yeah, I remember that game. It's hard to think that was bad luck, so. 2-2, 2 outs, nobody on. And the pitch on the way from Hutto. And it is chopped foul. Right by home plate, remains 2-2. How do you see the, we'll talk about this in a minute, but obviously we still have to decide a winner of this game. But how do you see that 5A championship sizing up tonight with Bellevue?
I like the Patriots' chances of bringing home another state championship.
Chopped to third. Glover, nice play, but sliding. Penton slides into first. Yeah, he gets an infield hit. Penton was hustling all the way down the first baseline, and Glover made a good play, a quick throw, but Penton beats it out. So an infield single for the Patriots as their 6th hit of the game. So Rizarita now will hit. Third baseman is 2 for 2, 2 singles, a run scored, 3 RBIs. Pitch is low, and there goes Penton. No way they're going to get her. That's an easy stolen base for Amanda Penton.
I think, once you get to the Final Four, obviously anything can happen, but I tend to like teams that have been here before. teams that are used to being here every year, and the Patriots seem to be here almost every year. So I tend to favor them tonight over a Bellevue team that has made one impressive run after another. I mean, just knocking off 1, 2, 3, and 4 state-ranked teams in a row on the road.
Yep, that's why you play the game. So we'll
But who
see
knows?
tonight.
Maybe the Diamondbacks can sting the Patriots.
Back Rattlers. There goes the runner to third, and Glover was late covering, and again, Penton with another stolen base. So she's out at third with 2 outs. The count 2-0 to Razoretta. She has a chance for another RBI now. I have 6 hits now for the American Heritage Patriots.
They gave him an
And
error.
hit up the middle. No, they had 2 errors, and I think that was a hit. And that's a single. That's definitely a hit. That's hit number 7. And Razoretta has 3 hits and 4 RBIs. If we had a player of the game, she'd be it right now. And it's 9-1 as Penton scores the run.
The pitcher, number 7, Amy Chapdelaine.
So Amy Chapdelaine, now the number 9 hitter, she singled in a run and struck out 1 for 2. And with 2 outs, American Heritage, after Hutto had retired 7 in a row, Penton beats out the throw to first, steals second and third, scores on an RBI hit. Swing and a miss by Chapdelaine. The throw to second not nearly in time. It's another stolen base for Razoretta. So it's 9-1.
Which they got the score. They had.
That's fine.
They
Yeah,
put Auburndale with a run there in the last inning, and I was like, I don't remember them scoring a run.
They did not. It's all right.
So I had to go tell Seth over there.
I'm not sure what we're discussing here. As
Maybe Auburndale's like, hey, we actually did score a run the last
that's
inning.
what's going on. No, yeah, Saul Spates is on the walkie-talkie trying to tell the scoreboard that the score is incorrect. They have it right, 9-1. Now they just need to put a run up to the top
was
of
just a
the
few minutes
fifth.
ago. It was listed as 8-2. So
Well, they've changed it now. Also, 5 hits for says the scoreboard. I have 7, so obviously a little bit of a disparity there. For 2 errors and for Auburndale, 1 for American Heritage is correct. But runner at second, still for American Heritage with 2 outs. Chapdelaine fouls it off at the plate, and it's 2-2. Actually, it's 1-1, I believe, the count here.
no, well, according to this, that's 2-1.
Yeah, it is 2-2. Called strike 3. Okay, well, there we go. All right, another run in the inning for American Heritage on 2 hits. No errors, and a runner left on base. And American Heritage adds to the lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 9-1. American Heritage leading Auburndale in our 5A softball semifinal here on the FHSAA network. 9 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Patriots. And for Auburndale, 1 run on 1 hit and 2 errors.
They've been able to offer knowledge and assistance to millions throughout the Southeast.
So American Heritage has scored 6 in the first, 2 in the third, and a run here in the top of the 5th. Auburndale getting their only run in the bottom of the 1st.
All right, so Marty, you've asked my opinion on a couple of games tonight. What's your opinion on the 1A and 5A state championship games tonight?
Well, I would agree with you on the 5A game. I mean, obviously, if American Heritage wins, I think they will be favored tonight against Bellevue, although don't put a lot past Bellevue. They're a team that, like you said, has made a run, so anything can happen in the game. I would tend to agree with that somewhat. In 1A, I think Lafayette was the favorite coming in. I think they've been playing like the favorite, and I think experience will be an issue, but also Lafayette, and we'll see tonight. Jay's made a nice run to get here. And we had Philip Law on yesterday from Lafayette High School who said, he was part of the 1A poll for the Miracle Sports state poll, and he said that as the first pitch to Casey Grove as a ball 1-0.
Which I also voted
Jay's
that.
been under the radar all year.
Yeah,
they weren't
right.
even in the top 10,
Right.
and that's
Well,
been
it's because
part of it.
no one submitted their information.
Yeah, because of where Jay is located, as that pitch is in for a strike,
Just like
1-1.
Just like Sneeds, you know, and until I actually found the information, no one nominated Sneeds either.
1-1 chop foul by Grove. It's 1-2. Yeah, I think Lafayette, looking at it, they think they're the better team, but you got to play the game. And Jay has made a nice run here, beating Liberty County, or no, pardon me, beating Holmes County.
Liberty County, which is
Port St. Joe beat Liberty County.
Okay. Which was their #1 team.
It's 2-2 now to Grove.
I think in between that little break, I think I'm going to go print out the state rankings for it.
And hit in the hole. That's a base hit between third and short off the glove of Ashley Bellens. So Casey Grove has both Auburndale hits today. And a leadoff single the second, a leadoff single here in the fifth. She's 2 for 2. She was caught stealing back in the first or second inning, so we'll see what happens here. So with nobody out, here's Megan Lindell. She's 0 for 1 with a grounder to third. First pitch from Chapdelaine. This is for a ball 1-0. See, the scoreboard has Auburndale with 3 hits. I don't know where they're coming up with that. But an error for American Heritage. So
Did the errors match up for Auburndale either?
1-1. That's in for a strike. Yeah, Auburndale has 2. But I do have 1 for American Heritage, but 2 hits. There's only been 4 runners reach base, 1 on a walk and 1 on an error. There's another base hit, and close play at second, but sliding in safely is Grove. Lindell with a hit. And now Auburndale with back-to-back hits here in the bottom of the fifth. They now have 3. It's first and second, nobody out. I probably worry too much about that stuff, but anyway. So Jessica Huggins will hit with 2 on, nobody out. And now meeting in the circle for American Heritage. They have an 8-run lead. And Auburndale trying to cut into this lead in the bottom of the fifth.
Courtesy runner at first base, number 6, Dakota Bozeman.
And we're going to have a runner at first base for Auburndale, Dakota Bozeman. She will run for the catcher, Lindell. So Auburndale trying to cut into the lead, and now Jessica Huggins, the first baseman, is 0 for 1 today. She's going to bat. Chapdelaine now has allowed 3 hits and 1 run. The run was unearned in the first. And that is up high, 1-0. And for a strike, 1-1. How about the NBA playoffs moving on last night? The Spurs sweep Utah.
I don't really want to talk about the NBA playoffs right now. My team is down 3-1.
1-1 hit foul. Well, that's what you get for being a Hawks fan. It's 1-2.
No, but I felt
That's okay,
I
but I
felt
wanted
pretty
the Magic to
confident
win.
about winning this series and moving
Yeah.
on, and then, you know, and then
Well.
the they're in the 3-6 matchup, which means
4-5.
No, the 4-5 is
Hit back, foul back. It's 1-2. It's Boston, Atlanta.
Boston Atlanta's in the 3-6.
No, 4-5. Indiana, Orlando's 3-6.
I'm pretty sure I'm accurate on that one because
Nope.
they would avoid Chicago.
No.
They're not going to play Chicago.
Yeah, they are. Well, no, 'cause Chicago's going to lose to Philly.
The Magic is 4-5
No,
game.
No, they're not. Trust me on this. I'll show you. That's
Okay.
all right.
All right.
Wait, regardless of that, 1-2. The Hawks are, as that's foul back to the screen, the Hawks are down 3-1, and the Magic are too. So, meanwhile, the Clippers win last night. They're up 3-1 on Memphis. How about the Clippers? I'd like to see the Clippers play the Lakers in the conference finals. Just never leave Staples Center. The 1-2 is outside, and they'll fake a throw to second. Back in is Grove. It's 2-2.
Also going on, in fact, I think it starts, if I remember what day it is. Today is Tuesday, right? College softball conference tournaments begin this week.
Yes, they do.
And so we'll have the SEC and the ACC going on. So several of these girls that are moving on to college or that maybe played in the Final Four last year.
That ball is foul. As trying to get on was Huggins. Barely got that ball down the third base line, but it goes foul. Yeah, that is going on this week. We'll have regionals next week in softball.
I know the SEC is in Tuscaloosa this year,
correct.
and every game will be on some sort of ESPN, either ESPNU, ESPN2, or ESPN.
Third base, number 5.
Also, Huggins bunts, and that's strike 3. She tried to bunt with 2 strikes and ends up striking out, so that'll be the 5th strikeout of the game
We have a pitching change, perhaps?
for
Or is
Chapdelaine.
she just warming up again?
That's a new pitcher, number 9. So we do have a pitching change. Alyssa Enrique is going to enter here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Kind of a strange time to do that.
Well, I saw her warming up while over here in this big Valley Hill area. I saw someone warming up, so it wasn't surprising to me, actually.
So she will enter with 1 out in the 5th. Well, Enrique, we'll give you numbers here. 5-1 with 6 saves. Her 18th appearance. She has 7 starts this year. 56 innings pitched. 13 hits and 7 earned runs, 8 walks, 64 strikeouts, and a .87 ERA. 4 1/3 innings for Chapdelaine. Allowed 3 hits so far, 1 run. The runners on base are her responsibility. 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Well, that ball up and in gets away, so the runners will move up to second. Actually, they have a throw to third, but not in time. There's a good throw down there by Angulo. But the runners move up. Grove to third, Bozeman to second now with 1 out on the wild pitch. The 1-0 from the new pitcher Enrique is up and in, 2-0. Auburndale trying to cut into this lead here in the bottom of the 5th. American Heritage has led since the 6-run first. And first strike, and it's 2-1.
Marty, if I'm correct, I believe after the conclusion of the softball finals, we'll be down to 2 sports. I believe the boys volleyball finals is either this week or next weekend.
There's ball 3, 3-1.
And then you'll be moving on
Baseball.
to Port St. Lucie
Yes.
to do baseball. And how long is that, Marty?
About a month.
10, 11, 12 days, something like that?
About a month, yeah. Which is inside ball 4, 8 days. Same as softball.
Oh, only 8? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's ball 4.
It seems about 2 weeks.
It does. But it's fun. I enjoy baseball. Just like softball. Softball will be 8 days. That's ball 4. So now the bases are loaded with 1 out as Glover walks. And Kayla Grinsley, the right fielder, going to hit with a chance to bring in some runs and get Auburndale back in this game.
Marty, I've never been there, but how's that field set up? Is it a
Digital
2-field
Domain
setup?
Park in Port St. Lucie. No, they don't do 2 fields.
Just 1 field?
Yeah, they don't do that for softball or baseball. It's 1 field now. And, yeah, they play in Digital Domain
Well,
Park.
I mean, they only use 1 field here, but they have 5, I'm saying.
Well, no. They have other fields because that's obviously, as will Grinslade will bat. And the first pitch is in for a strike, 0-1 from Enrique. But, yeah, I mean, they have the minor league, the spring training fields, and the Gulf Coast League Mets and the A-ball team work out nearby, the St. Lucie Mets. So they have other fields. It's like a spring training complex. It is a spring training complex as the pitch misses low, 1-1. But all the games are played in the main field at Digital Domain Park in Port St. Lucie. Spring training home of the New York Mets, home of the Port St. Lucie Mets of the Florida State League. It's outside, and it's now 2-1. Once again, Enrique having some issues with the strike zone. Still a little surprised they made that change. Did Chapdelaine stay in the game?
Let's see.
2-1. Chopped foul over by the
Or
dugout.
seven.
It's 2-2.
Thinks he moved to short? No. Short?
No.
Yeah, short, still 2. Okay.
2-2 the count. Bases loaded, 1 out. 2-2. Swinging and a miss, strike 3. Good job by Enrique to come back. She gets her first strikeout. And now the bases are loaded, but 2 outs. It's going to be up to Kelsey Cullop to get some runs home. She walked, scored the only run of the game for Auburndale in the first, and flew to left. 0 for 1.
Center fielder, number 1, Kelsey
Cullop is 0 for 1 today. Infield in at first and third as the pitch misses outside, 1-0. Auburndale really needs some runs here this late in the game in the bottom of the 5th. Missing a golden opportunity here if they can't come up with anything. The 1-0 on the way is a ball, now 2-0. Looking in is Alyssa Enrique, who took over for Chapdelaine earlier in the inning. And the 2-0 is a strike, 2-1. Two-one pitch. And that's even for a strike on the outside corner. Now even up 2-2. So now coming back again is Enrique after falling behind, and she can get out of the inning here with 1 more strike. 2-2 is spoiled off to the left, out of play. Good job for Cullop to stay alive, and it remains 2-2. Our umpire, Saul Spates. It's another Florida connection.
Is it kin to someone from Florida?
Yeah, some basketball player. 2-2 is outside, ball 3. Currently plays for the Memphis Grizzlies in the NBA. Maurice Spates.
Oh, okay, that's what that is.
His uncle. Yes, he's the uncle. See him do a lot of basketball and softball games up in North Central Florida. 3-2 is fouled off. Good job by Cullop to stay alive, and it remains full 3-2 as the runners are moving. But they'll go back to their bases. Bases loaded with 2 outs. I need more coffee.
Coffee?
Maybe soda. Yeah, coffee's hot, but... And grounded back to the circle. Enrique has no chance. That's going to score a run. An infield hit for Cullop as Grove scores to make it 9-2. The bases remain loaded with 2 outs. So Auburndale does get a run after all, and now Allie Barrett, the left fielder, 0 for 2 she is today, with a chance to bring home a couple more here with a hit. That's 3 hits in the inning for Auburndale. First pitch on the way from Enrique, and that will miss low for a ball, 1-0. Auburndale with a run in the first and a run here in the 5th. The American Heritage still in control, 9-2. 1-0. Hit in the air to center field, moving in now, and actually, oh, it's dropped on the infield. Pardon me, I lost that one. The second baseman dropped it, and everybody's safe. Well, that ball was heading to the outfield and kind of hard to see behind the net here, but it stayed on the infield, and Villela couldn't come up with it.
But how is that not an infield fly there?
There's 2 outs.
Oh, 2 outs. Okay, that's right.
So an error on Villela, an E4. And scoring is Bozeman, Dakota Bozeman, the courtesy runner. It's 9-3. The bases are still loaded with 2 outs. So now Auburndale, Deanna Littles, who's 0 for 2 today, another meeting in the circle with American Heritage. As Auburndale still has the bases loaded with 2 outs and a chance again to continue to cut into this lead. Littles has reached on an error, caught stealing, and flown to left.
The second baseman, number 3, Deanna Little.
Here the crowd, Auburndale side. Good crowd here for this 10 a.m. game, getting fired up as Littles takes the first pitch for a strike 0-1. Auburndale in Polk County, not far from Clearmont. Easy drive down here for them to Lake County. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2. So now Enrique with a chance to get out of the inning. Again, even though she's allowed 2 runs, those 2 runs were charged to Chapdelaine. 0-2 is chopped back to the circle. Enrique has it. She'll flip on to first in time. That will end the Auburndale bottom of the 5th. But 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits. 1 error. And there were 3 runners left on base. We go to the 6th. American Heritage 9. And Auburndale 3 here in this 5A softball semifinal from the National Training Center in Clermont here on the FHSAA network. Tomorrow we will move on to 2A and 6A. We talked about that earlier. Marty Paulman here along with Corey Davis. Will this be the year that Grandview Prep gets it done?
I don't think so. I think Pine
so fast, my
Castle
friend.
has been cruising all along throughout the season. I've been looking at their scores in the regular season and the playoffs, and this team is just cruising along. They've been basically killing it to every team they play. I think Pine Castle beats Grandview Prep in the state championship game.
Pine Castle Christian state champs in 2006, 2007, and in 2010. Grandview Prep lost the last 2 years in the 1A state championship game. Last year, 1-0 in 8 innings to Canterbury from St. Petersburg, and then before that, Eaglesview beat him in 2010, 5-2. Eaglesview won 3 in a row in 1A. Pine Castle won 2 in a row in 06 and 07. Eaglesview won 3 in a row in 2008, 2009, and 10. And then Canterbury, the 1A champs last year. But now Grandview Prep and Pine Castle both up in 2A. Pine Castle actually still in 2A. Dakota Villela, the top of the order here in the top of the 6th. She is 0 for 2 today with a walk and a run scored back in the 1st. Tries to bunt on 1-0, fouls it off. It's 1-1. That 6-run first still has American Heritage in control of this game. 9-3 in the top of the 6th. There's the 1-1. So that's a swing and a miss. Good pitch inside by Brooke Hutto, who has stayed in the circle the entire game after that rough first inning. She's now ahead 1-2. And the 1-2 on the way is chopped to third. That's an easy play for Glover. Villela goes head first, trying to slide into first, and just missed another hit, but Glover stays with it for the first out here in the top of the 6th. So here's Chrissy Horton, who's 0 for 3, struck out twice, bunts one-handed, and she's going to get a hit. Play not going to be made by Huggins in time, and it's an infield single for Horton, her first hit of the day. And that'll be hit number 8 today for American Heritage, a one-out single at the top of the 6th. So you're going to project Pine Castle against Grandview Prep.
Grandview Prep, yeah. And okay, how do you see 6A?
Shea Melton, we'll get to that in a minute, 1 for 3 with an RBI single, a run scored in the 1st. He struck out and grounded to 2nd. Swings and misses. The throw to 2nd, not in time. It'll be a stolen base for Chrissy Horton. Let's see, 6A. Well, that's going to be our Ugali Niceville matchup tomorrow night. Lakewood Ranch against Pembroke Pines Charter. That's a pretty good matchup tomorrow at 2 as well in 6A. 0-1 the count to Melton. Swing and a miss, and Melton now behind 0-2. First appearance for Lakewood Ranch. Pembroke Pines Charter has become a bit of a regular now. Going to give a slight edge probably to Pembroke Pines Charter, who's still looking, I believe, for their first state title. They made the state finals many times. 3 times, in fact. I think it's going to be Pembroke Pines, and I like a slight edge to Niceville over Ugali. That's going to be a heck of a game. Hit into center field, base hit for Melton. Rounding third, scoring. The throw is cut off by the catcher. Throw to second, not in time, as Horton scores. It's an RBI for Melton, her second of the day, and it's now 10-3. So American Heritage adds another run on after Auburndale got 2 in the bottom of the 5th. 9 hits now for the Patriots. And again, we'll have a courtesy run. Actually, no, Melton will go over to second after talking it over with a third base coach with Marty Cooper at third.
And Marty, I will actually agree with you on that one too. I also like Niceville over Pembroke Pine Charter in the 6A state championship game.
Brittany Propri, 0 for 2 today. A walk scored in the first. He's flown to right and grounded to second. First pitch taken for a ball, 1-0. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1 to Propri. Those should be fun tomorrow, though. That will be the 7 o'clock game tomorrow night, Niceville and Ugali. 0-2 on the way from Hutto is hit into left field. It drops for another hit. Well, they are just hitting him in the right spot as Propri gets her first hit of the day. 3 singles in a row.
She just cruises into second.
Nobody is paying attention to third. Glover didn't see the runner going to second, and Propri will cruise into second base. So
she didn't
second
even,
and third, one out.
Sprint into second. She like literally jogged into second base.
Second and third, one out. And here's Ashley Bellin. She singled, walked, scored 2 runs, and grounded to first, so she's 1 for 2. Chance to drive in 2 more here. Swing and a miss by Bellins, and she's behind 0-1. Bellins bunts it, but foul, and she's behind 0-2. Chapdelaine, we mentioned 4 1/3, 3 hits and 3 runs allowed, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. And fouled off again, and Bellins stays alive, but it's 0-2. Actually, only one of the runs she allowed was earned as well. So 0-2 the count. Bellins trying to stay alive here, and the pitch is hit to short. They're going to come home, and the throw is in time. They'll force out the runner Melton at third, and again going to second. Well, now what's going on? Well, now they've got Bellins in a rundown, and now they're
trying to get her
third,
to throw home.
And Bellins will go back to first after all that. So Littles didn't fall for it. The fielder's choice is 6-2. Melton out at home. Propri goes to third, and then that first will be Bellins with now 2 outs. A little bit of game of chicken there. As Sarah Angulo, who's 0 for 3 today, reached on an error though twice, and also flown to right. First pitch low, 1-0. And now down to second goes Ashley Bellins. Kind of slowly, again trying to get a throw home. So now second and third with 2 outs. The hit will score 2, and it's chopped again to short. They'll go to first this time, in time. Good play over there again by the shortstop Chandler Middlebrooks, and that will end the top of the 6th. So American Heritage picks up another run in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th, American Heritage 10 and Auburndale 3. This is the 5A state semifinals here on the FHSAA network. Marty Pullman and Corey Davis from the National Training Center in Clearmont. We talked a little bit about 2A and 6A.
Now let's switch to 3A and 7A since I won't be here after tomorrow night. I want to get your predictions.
I won't be here on Friday either, but, well, maybe part of the day. But, yeah, 3A and 7A will come up on Friday. In the 3A semifinals, Delray American Heritage will play Kings Academy at noon on Friday. And then Trinity Prep, Winter Park, they'll have a pretty good crowd here against Bishop Snyder from Jacksonville at 5. And Bishop Snyder's been here before. It's been a while, but they've won the state title. But Trinity Prep is another excellent program. State titles in 2007 for them. Bishop Snyder won back in 2006 in 2A. Trinity Prep 3A champs in 07. So
I know I'm going to make a lot of people mad back in Jacksonville, but I'm going to go with Trinity Prep and American Heritage in that championship game.
Well, Delray American Heritage taking on Kings Academy.
And I'm going to pick
American Heritage, the Kings Academy out of West Palm Beach. And
I think I'm going to pick Trinity Prep to win the state title.
It's been a long time. Kings Academy hasn't been since '98. Meanwhile, American Heritage, the defending champs in 3A. Got to think they're probably the favorite. Bishop Snyder last year in 2008. And Trinity Prep lost to Delray Beach American Heritage last year as it's hit into center field. It's going to get all the way to the fence. Extra bases. That's Chandler Middlebrooks. She will head into second with a stand-up double, lead off the bottom of the 6th. Auburndale really starting to hit the ball hard as Enrique continues on the mound, or in the circle for American Heritage. But I'll go along with you on that one. Although I think Bishop Snyder can win. I like American Heritage to win, and that would be a heck of a championship game with Trinity Prep or with Bishop Snyder. So now we have a runner at second base for Auburndale. Number 11, Jennifer Sansone.
And then switching to 7A, Marty. Probably the toughest classification to pick.
Really?
That's 4 solid teams out there that are used to being in the Final Four. All 4 of those teams have won state championships. Well, I'll take it back. Childs hasn't, I think.
There's a strike now to Casey Grove. Grove has 2 hits today. Runner at second, nobody out. You're correct. Childs has not won. But they are the number 1 team as the pitch misses outside. I believe the number 1 team coming into that class. They will play Bartow, though, and they can't say enough about Bartow. 7 state championships. And Chamberlain Cooper City just hit foul on the third baseline out of play. It's 1-1. Tampa Chamberlain on the other side against Cooper City. Should be a lot of fun as well. Bartow state finalists a year ago. Childs, their first appearance at the state semis. Chamberlain hasn't been since 2007. Cooper City won last time in 2009. Enrique let it go. There's nobody at first. Interesting play. It'll be an infield hit as Propri wasn't at first trying to come over and make the play. Enrique let it go, and it's an infield hit. Another hit for Auburndale. First and third. Nobody out. Grove's 3 for 3 today. They still trail it by 7, but Auburndale really hitting the ball well. They had 3 hits last inning, 2 in this inning. Now here is Megan Lindell. Singled and scored last, or courtesy runner scored for her and grounded to third. There's the fly into center. That's trouble. All the way to the fence. It's going to go over the wall for a home run. Megan Lindell absolutely crushed that ball to straightaway center. And just like that, we have a 4-run game. It's 10-6. First home run here we've seen this week, and she went to straightaway center field for that home run. And for Lindell, her 7th of the season, now takes the team lead and now has 35 RBIs. It's 10-6. Interesting. We are going to have another pitching change as Enrique has struggled today. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. And all of a sudden, Auburndale is right back in this game. They really haven't been in this game all day. American Heritage from the start took control, it seemed, with a 6-run first. But Auburndale, with 2 in the 5th and 3 so far in the 6th, has cut it to 10-6. Are they going to go back to Chapdelaine? Yes, they're going back to Chapdelaine.
So while we have a pitching change there, Marty, how about those 7A predictions there?
I can't predict softball.
All right, I'll go first.
All right, here, no, I'll go ahead.
I'm going with the upset.
I like Bartow.
I like Bartow over
That's
Chamberlain.
not an upset. That's not an upset. Oh. Nah, I'm going to say Cooper City beats Chamberlain. And Bartow will beat Cooper City. But, like I said, if none of that happens, I won't be surprised. Well, Enrique just didn't have it today. 2/3 of an inning. She's given up 4 hits and 3 runs. 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and there are no more runners on. So Chapdelaine returns. One of those weird things about softball. And she went the first 4 1/3. Swing and a miss by Jessica Huggins, who's 0 for 2 today. Chapdelaine went the first 4 1/3, allowed 3 hits and 1 earned run. And it's 2-1 as Huggins fouls it off. So 10-6 our score down the bottom of the 6th. Wild game here in this 5A semifinal, which is approaching an hour and 45 minutes. 2-2 hit foul off to the right out of play. And it remains 2-2. Or it goes to 2-2. And the 2-2 on the way is swing and a miss. So another strikeout for Chapdelaine, her 6th of the day, as she re-enters the game, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. As Huggins strikes out for the 2nd time in as many innings. So here's Destiny Glover. She's grounded to short and walked. 0 for 1 today. Auburndale now with 7 hits in the game. It's fouled off by Glover, 0-1. So you like you like Bartow. Bartow and Chamberlain.
Yeah, Bartow over Chamberlain.
Yeah, I like Cooper City and Bartow. Ooh, that hit her. Glover, ooh. And she is going to head to first after being hit by a pitch. I think the pitcher, Chapdelaine, is trying to argue that she leaned into it. I'm not going to win that argument. So down to first goes Glover. She's reached for the 2nd inning in a row. And she's got to hit right on that, up on that right hand, and she'll walk it off. So another runner for the Bloodhounds at first with 1 out. Auburndale trying to chip away. And they have so far. And we're going to have a runner at first for Auburndale. Taylor Fike is going to run over there. So here is Kayla Grinslade with 1 out, the number 9 hitter. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch swing and a miss by Grinslade, and she's behind 0-1. She struck out twice, struck out last inning against Enrique. As we mentioned, American Heritage scored 6 in the first, and it's bunted. Oh, just foul back to the screen, 0-2. 2 in the third, 1 in the fifth and sixth innings. Auburndale with a run in the first, 2 in the fifth, and 3 here in the sixth. Bellevue awaits the winner of this game tonight at 7:05 of the 5A state championship game. They beat Ponte Vedra like 2 days ago, it seems like now, 6-4. That was yesterday's afternoon game. As the pitch misses 1 and 2. We will be back on the air this afternoon before 4 o'clock for the 1A state championship game between Jay and Mayo Lafayette. Hit softly into right field. Catchman on the run. They're going to get a double play. And that time, Taylor Fink got caught in a little bit of a tough place, between a rock and a hard place, I guess you could say. Nice catch on the run by Chrissy Horton, and she made a bullet throw to first. The double play goes 9-3, and that ends the inning for Auburndale. They do pick up 3 runs on 3 hits. Could have been a better inning, but nobody left on, no errors. And again, 3 runs on 3 hits for the Auburndale Bloodhounds. We go to the 7th here in this 5A semifinal. American Heritage 10 and Auburndale 6 here on the FHSAA network. Along with Corey Davis, I am Marty Paulman.
Okay, Marty, and we are doing some predictions here for the next 6 state championships. We've done 2A and 6A, 3A and 7A.
3A and 7A, by the way, is coming up on Friday and Saturday.
Now we move to the final 2 classes, Class 4A and Class 8A, which will be Sunday and Monday.
Well, you know, in 4A, my heart is kind of with Keystone Heights because they are a team that I've seen and know pretty well. My head says Florida High is going to win that game. But, hey, Keystone beat a pretty good Bradford team 4 times. So I'll go with Keystone. On the other side, Gulliver Prep, Bishop Moreau, that's a heck of a game. Like Gulliver Prep, I think Gulliver Prep wins that game and wins the state title again, beating Keystone Heights in the final.
I agree with her. I'll go with Gulliver Prep and Keystone there.
Florida High was in the state semis last year. Keystone the first time since 1995. So not a great experience edge there, but you don't know how much that really matters.
And then
once you get here.
8A.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Palmetto over Mandarin in the 8A title game.
Let's look at 8A. That will be coming up on Sunday as well. By the way, the Miami Palmetto Panthers are the mystery team. According to the program, no photos submitted. All right, we go to the top of the 7th, and this is Amanda Penton, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI, also a run scored. Takes the first pitch for a ball, 1-0. It'll be 7-8-9 for the Patriots. Well, it looks like Penton's almost looks like she's aimed towards first base. Brooke Hutto continuing the circle. Bunt, and that's a tough play. Nice play, though, made as Huggins comes down the line, covering first as the second baseman Littles, and they get to put out 3-4, 1 out in the top of the 7th. Let's see, Palmetto, last one in 2008. Jupiter, their first finals appearance. I'll take, Palmetto, Jupiter. And that's coming up on Sunday in the 8A semifinals, championship game Monday. Durant and Mandarin. I don't want to be a Northeast Florida homer, but I'll go with Mandarin as well. I think Mandarin can beat Palmetto. I don't know. 1-0. So. Well, again, we got to play all the games. Gianna Azaretta has had quite a day. 3 for 3, 3 singles, 4 RBIs, and a run scored. Count is 2-0 to her, with 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 7th. Pitch on the way from Hutto. And that misses for a ball out, 2-0. Well, we will see all the games this week here on the FHSAA network. Mike Rideout will be coming in on Friday to do the games. Kelly Neff will be here. He'll be here later today and Thursday, some tomorrow, through the weekend. I might be back on Monday. We got to figure that out. So a lot going on this week. A lot of folks will be here to bring you the coverage. 3-1 is fouled back to the screen now, full 3-2. And then we start baseball a week from Thursday in Port St. Lucie, May 17th. And that will be myself and Mike Rideout all week. I don't think Corey can make that trip. Back Back to Jacksonville for Corey. 3-2 the count to Arizaretta, and ball 4. So that time they stayed away from her, and she walks with 1 out here in the 7th. 4 walks now for Hutto. And she has 5 strikeouts today. Here's Chapdelaine, who bunts it right in front of the plate. The throw, it pulled the first baseman off the bag. Actually, that was Littles coming over from second to cover first. Lindell's throw was a little bit high and off the bag, and that will allow Chapdelaine to reach for the second time today. She had an RBI single back in the first. That will be an error on the catcher. So first and second, again, 1 out as American Heritage again tries to extend a 4-run lead, and we'll have a runner back down at first base. And that'll be Lonergan to run again at first base. She ran earlier back in the first and scored a run. So here's Dakota Valella, the top of the order. She's 0 for 3 today. Walked in the first and scored a run in that 6-run inning, and then she struck out and grounded out twice. And actually, this is not Dakota Valella. This will be Lauren Newmark, the pinch hitter. So Newmark will hit for the second baseman Valella at the top of the order. And Newmark is on the season .425 with only 40 at-bats, 17 hits. She's driven in 4 runs. Bats with first and second and 1 out. And bunted, missed. The throw to third. Oh, boy. And it almost, as the shortstop came over, Middlebrooks to try to tag out Arizaretta, almost got her, but she steals third. And it is a double steal as Lonergan moves up as well. So second and third, now 1 out. The 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch was a strike, so it's 0-1. Hutto facing the pinch hitter Newmark. So on the run again are the Patriots. And Middlebrooks almost made the play there. Grounded to first. Huggins will come home, and the throw takes her off the base. Huggins' throw takes Lindell off the base. She had plenty of time, and again the runner will head to second, and now we'll have a rundown. Newmark trying to bait them into throwing the ball, and she'll go back to first. And I don't know how many times they're going to do that, but a run is scored to make it 11-6. And is that going to be another error? We've already had 1 in the inning. I think it kind of has to be. Plenty of time there for Huggins to make that throw, but she pulled her catcher off the base. So it's 11-6, first and third, 1 out.
That was a huge run there for the Patriots because now that takes away with, you know.
Now Valella's going to come back and run.
It was a 4-run game when a grand slam possibly ties the game. Now you're forcing them to score at least 5, maybe possibly 6 runs to come back and tie this game.
Well, that's the problem today is Auburndale has not been able to stop American Heritage when they've been able to actually get a run. Like they got a run in the first, but then down 6-1, they gave up 2 in the third, made it 8-1. Then they made it 9-3 in the 5th, but American Heritage got another run in the 6th to make it 10-3. Then Auburndale scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th, and now American Heritage comes back with another run. So it's 11-6. This is Chrissy Horton, who's 1 for 4, singled and scored in the 6th inning. And the 0-1 on the way is slapped foul back to the backstop, and it's 0-2. They called that a hit. That's interesting. So an RBI for Newmark. Arizaretta scored to make it 11-6, and down at third is Lonergan. The 0-2 is again slapped foul off to the left, and it remains 0-2. Well, Bellevue is probably at the hotel relaxing, enjoying themselves as they get ready to play at 7 o'clock tonight.
Who knows? Maybe they're even watching our broadcast back in the hotel.
If you're watching our broadcast, hello, Bellevue. Here's the 0-2. This is outside, 1-2. Well, Also, they can know that American Heritage, if they do go on to win this game, has had to spend about 2 hours out in the sun here this morning while they're resting and waiting the winner of this game. Chop to third. Glover looks the runner to third. Throw across is not in time. Throw home is in time. They'll get the out there, as the runners will be at first and second with 2 outs, as Horton beat it out. A good job there of beating out the throw for the infield hit, but out at the plate is Lonergan.
And that
She's
there
thrown
was
out 3-2.
I think that was a miscommunication between the base coach and the runner, because the base coach looked at the runner and was like, "Why are you running?"
She waited really until the throw was made to first, as Lonergan thrown out. So 2 outs now. The runners are at first and second. And that'll bring up Shea Melton. Melton with 2 hits and 2 RBIs today. Also a run scored. She's 2 for 4. Check swing and goes around the throw to third. It's not in. No, they did get her. Wow, I thought that Valelis was able to get around the tag, but nope, caught stealing, and that will end the top of the 7th. Caught stealing there 2-5. So one more run in the inning for American Heritage on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. American Heritage 3 outs away from moving to the 5A state championship game as they lead Auburndale 11-6. Marty Paulman along with Corey Davis from the National Training Center in Clermont. And we will see Amy Chapdelaine try to finish it off and move the Patriots on to that championship game tonight at 7:05 against the Bellevue Rattlers. American Heritage leading from the opening today, 6 runs in the first inning. And they've held on at times today, but they've never had a closer than a 4-run game this morning. Almost this afternoon. We approach 2 hours of game time here, a 10 a.m. start. We will be back on the air at a little bit before 4 o'clock this afternoon for the 1A state championship game. So for Auburndale, they need 5 runs to tie and 6 to win. And they will bring up the top of the order. It'll be Kelsey Cullip leading off. She's 1 for 2, walked, scored a run, singled in a run as well, and flown to left. The first pitch is outside, 1-0 from Amy Chapdelaine. Filled in at first and third, and on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. One is a little bit ball, a little bit low, 2-1. Two-one coming and swung and fouled off to the left, and it's even now 2-2. 7 hits for Auburndale and 12 hits for American Heritage. And it's 11-6 on the scoreboard. 2-2 is chopped to short. Throw across, quick throw, and a bullet in time by the shortstop Bellens, and that's 1 out. She gets Cullip, the quick-moving left-handed hitter, at first base by half a step. 1 out. And there's Allie Baird, the left fielder, 0 for 3 today. Reached on an error in the 5th. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Littles is on deck. The senior. Might be her last chance as an Auburndale player, playing for her dad, Mike Littles. 1-0 is fouled back, and it's 1-1. Now on 2 hours. 1-1. This is up high, 2-1. It's easily the most runs and hits we've had in a semi. Well, Lafayette did score 15 last night, but most hits we've had between two teams. Foul back to the screen, and it's 2-2. But 5 errors is the least number of errors I think we've had in a game. Maybe Lafayette. No, Lafayette and Union only had 3, I think, last night.
Right.
2-2. With 1 out, nobody on. The pitch on the way. Ooh, called a little bit low by the home plate umpire. It's full 3-2. And the 3-2 is hit softly to second. Flipped the first in time. Play made over there by Villela. And Barrett's out 4-3. 2 outs, and American Heritage went out away from moving on to the state championship game tonight. Deanna Littles is 0 for 3. She reached on an error, was caught stealing in the first. She's flown to left and grounded out to the pitcher 1-3. Little's a senior, second baseman. And the first pitch outside, 1-0. Chapdelaine pitched the first 4 1/3, was taken out in the 5th for Alyssa Enrique, and re-entered in the 6th inning as Enrique ended up giving up 3 runs. And Chapdelaine trying to finish it off. 2-0 though, the count to Littles. The pitch a little bit low, 3-0 as Chandler Middlebrooks waits on deck, trying to keep Auburndale's season alive. Chapdelaine steps off, now back on the rubber, and the 3-0 on the way as outside, ball 4. So Littles reaches base for the second time today, and she will go to first base with 2 outs. And now Chandler Middlebrooks, who's 1 for 3, doubled in the 6th. She struck out twice. Will again try to keep the game alive for the Auburndale Bloodhounds. First pitch on the way is popped up, and that'll get back into the net in front of us, and that will make it over the net. The net yesterday, it was all around us. They removed part of it in front of us for TV tonight, and now it's kind of weird. There's just a big hole in the net. 0-1 is hit to short. It goes under the glove of the shortstop. The runner, Littles, has to third. The throw, did it get her? Yes, it did. That's going to be the ball game. Littles is out at third, and that is the game. No, wait, what's going on here?
There's a protest or something.
Well, he called her out. She's safe now.
Now they're saying, wow.
I don't quite know what that was all about. As the ball went under the glove of Bellens, looked like she was going to get the out at second. And here's Marty Cooper. Sal Spates called her out. And it looks like Mike Little said something over there at third, and then he called her safe. So I'm not quite sure what that's all about. There was obstruction? Okay, thank you. I didn't see it. Thank you for pointing that out. So that's the call, obstruction on the shortstop. Okay. There are some interesting rules in softball that we don't see in baseball. Obstruction is one of those, but yeah. Not everyone's telling us. Okay. So the runners go to second and third, 2 outs. Auburndale keeps the game going. And now it'll be Casey Grove. Casey Grove has 3 singles today, 2 runs scored. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1. So Auburndale with a chance to keep it going, trailing it by 5. Grove, though, hits it softly to short, and this time it's handled over there by Bellens. And that is the ball game. So Auburndale made a nice try, a good comeback here. But in the end, the American Heritage Patriots of Plantation will move on to play Bellevue tonight at 7:05 for the 5A state championship. American Heritage now 26-5 as they defeat Auburndale today 11-6. Auburndale's season ends at 21-9. Their first state semifinal appearance since 2009. 11 runs on 12 hits and 3 errors in the end for American Heritage. And Amy Chapdelaine will get the win today to improve her record to 20-4. And for Auburndale, 6 runs on 7 hits. They committed 3 errors as well. Brooke Hutto pitches a complete game. She gets the loss and she is 14-3. But as a freshman, Brooke Hutto will have many more days to come here on this Auburndale team. All right, Corey. So American Heritage 6 runs in the first, and they were able to hold on from there. They scored 2 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, 1 in the seventh. Auburndale with a run in the first, 2 in the fifth, and 3 in the sixth. As in the seventh, no runs on no hits. There was a walk, an error, 2 runners left on base. All right, we'll do it again here at 4:05 for the 1A title. If you like a DVD of this game or any game in the 2012 FHSAA softball finals, go to FHSAAsports.com. The 7A championship game set tonight at 7:05 between Bellevue and Plantation American Heritage. We'll be back at 4 o'clock this afternoon for the 1A final between Mayo, Lafayette, and Jay. For the entire crew here in Clearmont, I am Marty Paulman with Corey Davis. We'll